it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Life. Our life as best friends who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay. I can't. That was loud.
I can't stop laughing. I can't stop laughing because all I hear is Scott go, somebody fart?
100%.
Did somebody fart? And then I was also thinking about that time we were in the hotel room and you say, Philip at work plays this new game. I said, what is it? And you said, it's called Guess the Fart. And I said, what does that mean? And you say, you got to tell me before you have to fart. And then when you do, I'm going to mimic what I think it's going to sound like.
Right.
Wow.
And then you will fart and we'll see if it was accurate or if it was not.
That's what people used to do before television and radio and stuff. That's how they used to occupy their time.
Well,
but do other grown 40-year-old women do it?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't know, but
I'd like you guys to weigh in.
They're missing out.
I liked you to weigh in.
Guess the fart.
Wah.
That's all I could hear. Did someone just fart? That's all that said.
See, now that's a different kind of sound of fart.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure that was a fart.
That sounded like a
something.
shark.
It's actually, if you look at the button, it says fart wet.
Yeah, that's when we sing, when you're running into first and you're feeling something burst.
Really bringing in 2024 the right way, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
So I made a New Year's resolution. I want to push every one of these buttons
Okay.
throughout the whole year.
You know why that's funny, Scott? I thought to myself, we need more buttons. Oh, it's angry. We need more buttons.
Did you see the studio cat that we have now? It's nasty. It's a nasty little bitch. Look at that.
Oh, she is nasty.
It's not.
You can play
cuddly at
that
all.
one for Rebecca quite often, actually. That's
I was
Rebecca's.
saving that for whenever you guys get in a fight, but you never do.
Oh, no. But she does get a little,
Feisty?
sometimes. So you could definitely use that. But I was thinking we need some more buttons because we have, our infamous
Turn
it off.
Well, press it. Isn't it there? Oh. Is it ready?
Oh, no.
What? It's missing?
Where is it?
Well, he redid it.
No. I'll help you with that.
It says run scene, run scene, run scene, run scene. That's what it says over here. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
Run scene, run scene, run scene.
Here you go.
Oh, here we go.
Turn it off like a light switch.
Speaking
good.
of,
That's
I
good.
fully expect you to purchase us tickets to go see that in May.
I know you do.
I know.
I
sent you
did
the link
see it
at
was
least
in
13
May.
times.
I know. Yeah.
I
Oh, look
saw
what's
it
coming.
3 times, I think.
You've seen it?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so good.
I'll never forget.
so
I'll never
good.
forget. I begged her, can we please, when we're in New York City, can we please see the Book of Mormon? And she has no idea what it is, right? And so I didn't either. I just knew that it's something we should see. And so she's like, sure, book us tickets. And I said, well, I have a budget. And so I went online to these like cheap seats or something. I ended up getting second row, but I didn't tell her. And we don't know what this show is. And it's my wedding anniversary. So I make her be the man and take me out on the town in New York City on my wedding anniversary. And we go to this musical. We walk in and theaters in New York City are small to begin with. And we're going closer to the front. And she's like, what's happening? And I'm like, we're on stage.
Yeah,
So we sit in the 2 seats and we're like slouched down because we are
Our
seeing
heads
it
are like
all.
this.
Yeah, we're seeing it all. And then all of a sudden the musical starts and our mouths were just hanging open
The whole time.
the whole time.
You were so close, you could actually see the maggots in his scrotum.
Oh, we saw everything. We
He
said,
goes, what?
Don't you remember?
You don't remember?
What was the guy's name? It was the
I don't
my
remember.
gosh,
I just
yeah.
remember throughout the musical he says, and I have maggots in my scrotum.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yes. Remember the one scene when they were dancing?
Which one?
When they were all dancing at the end with the long...
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
And if you're just joining us on the More Love podcast, if you go back to one of the early episodes, I think we go into detail about this whole escapade.
I think
Who's
we do.
just joining us?
I mean, hopefully we got some newbies.
Everybody, every day, there's new people.
I know.
Just figuring
Piling
out
in.
the joy that is more love.
That's right. It is true. It is true. It is true. You know what? Start with 2024. You don't have to go back to 2023. You just pick up right here.
I mean, yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like a binge.
Because we're doing some things different in 2024.
Like what?
One, we're sticking to 50 minutes.
Oh.
We peak at 50 minutes.
Okay. All right. We'll see how good you are at timing
We peak
that.
at 50 minutes. I forgot to start the clock. Scott
See?
did it for me.
See?
It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay?
we haven't even got to the hippie voodoo shit. That takes 30.
I know.
So let's
I
move.
know. But listen, one thing I was going to say is, do you remember in 2023 how we had a song for 2023? Mm-hmm. Let's sing it.
2023.
And that turned out to be an absolute shit show.
Right.
Okay.
Right. In fact,
So-
I remember in January when we were really excited about it, I was going to have custom 2023 necklaces made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good thing I did it.
I know. We burn that. Burn it. But we need a song for 2024.
I don't know if we should.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a rap. I don't know what it is.
I feel like we should at least wait till June.
Okay. Wow. That's a
I
long
mean,
time just to
but-
see if we're still in the clear.
Yeah, because I feel like it might be bad
Maybe
juju.
it's a bad omen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, we're bringing in 2024, doing some things differently. We do have something very exciting from More Love that we are bringing in to 2024, and we're not going to drop it yet. I love that your face right now is, what are we doing? Scott, how much have we talked about this?
Oh, that.
I can't. I can't. I swear to God, Scott, thanks for being here today. It's Scott and I on the show.
You mean all those emails we talked about? I can't.
Many emails. Many
I know now.
text message
I know now.
conversations.
I like the Green Acres thing you got going on, though, Rebecca. That's awesome.
Do you see my
Yeah.
pants?
Why does
Erin
she look like
hates them.
they're so terrible?
Hates them.
Why is it that I am dressed like I'm going to Alaska in a couple hours and you are dressed like you are headed to the Bahamas?
Right.
Because I did have a sweater on, and then I didn't wear it with my coat.
Oh, you had a sweater under your fur coat?
No, I had one on like a cardigan.
Oh.
And then I didn't. It was too hot with my coat, so I took it off, and then I didn't put two and two together that I'd be taking the coat off when I got here.
I see. Well, because you're always hormonal and over
True.
the top.
True.
You're
Although I
probably
will
the
tell
perfect
you.
temperature right now.
I will tell you, I feel like that has.
Subsided.
I changed medications. I think it was a medication side effect.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
I know.
Did I know you changed medications? Did we talk about this?
No, I
can't.
actually just
Did you
stopped
clear
one
it
of them.
with Erin to change
can't.
medications?
I didn't change medications. I just stopped.
Oh, that's even better.
I love that you said change.
I didn't want you to question
I
me.
love that I can't. Do you know the truth always comes out?
Just stop
It
taking
always comes out.
Just use different words.
And then when I re-engage with it, I get the hot flashes. And then so that's when I decided that's what it was.
So it's not that you stopped it. You forgot to take it for a certain number of days. And when you say re-engage, you retook it. And then you were like, wow, this is going to get hot again. This isn't great. And then you forget to take it again. Is that what we're really talking about?
I love the translation.
Then I
There's
put
always
two
a
and two
translation.
together and say, I'm.
And then you
That's
decided I'm not, because those hot flashes.
It's too much. It's not worth
way
it.
too much compared to my depression and anxiety and all the rest of the crazy shit that's going on. But you know what I'm not getting? Too hot. That's what I'm not getting. I might stay in bed all day and not do anything. But you know what I'm not getting?
It's not the
too
depression medication.
warm. I can't. I can't. Oh, it's a different medication? Okay. That's good.
Plus, I'm not
good.
good at taking the
Probably
medication.
your herbal, whatever, your herbal cleanse that you do, whatever. I can't. I don't even know. I have the word guess the fart down here because we were supposed to talk about that, and we did.
We did.
And
you got your list of
cross that out.
list
Guess
of
the
topics?
fart. Guess the fart.
Guess the fur.
So, all right, let's start us. Some things don't change in 2024, and the
Hippie voodoo
first
shit?
is your hippie voodoo shit.
Oh no, I'm probably going to learn about something
Still
new.
anti, but it's fine. Let's do it.
You know what I realized?
What?
I took the pendulum out to ask it some questions, and I never put it back in my bag.
Okay. That's very sad. It's very sad. So we don't have it today for life's big questions?
No, but I will make sure to have it for the rest of 2024.
Okay, good. Good. Oh, wow. That's a yellow one. You're picking it.
You already looked?
Well, I mean, you
We gotta tell everybody
kinda
about our
held
new.
it up. Why is it curling like that? It's like
It's
you
like
know
a
what
shepherd's
that
neck.
looks like. It looks like that woman on the Guinness Book of World Records with her
with their
fingernails,
nails?
with her super long fingernails that like curl down.
Well, now
and
we gotta
they're
show everybody.
super long.
How do I do it?
We can see it. Yeah,
Ew.
that's weird.
It's gonna
don't
drop
like that.
on.
I don't like that.
It's gonna drop.
And then what are you going to do? Throw
Wipe
it on
it
the
off.
floor. Throw it on the floor. I do like how it smells in here, though.
But you and I teamed up at Christmas time
Oh, absolutely.
on a minute to win it game.
Reindeer games.
And
What was our game?
which is ironic because you never choose me as a partner.
But did I this time?
You sure did.
Because I'm turning a new leaf.
You sure did. But you also knew that this was going to be one we were going to excel at.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, I'm pretty sure you cheated and it's totally fine.
Well, I didn't win the one that I cheated on. So I did feel a little bit better about that. But this is what we had to do. Rebecca was sitting in a chair. I was standing on the chair.
Yeah, behind me,
has
hovering.
a Sharpie marker and a paper
plate.
plate on top of her head. And then on this sheet of paper, it had said what needed to be drawn. So
It's like
let's
blind
say-
Pictionary.
Yes. So let's say it was like a snowman.
Right.
Right. So I'm standing up looking down at Rebecca's head. She's got her stupid little Sharpie marker and her paper plate. And the whole table is doing this. So
Right.
you have to be the first one
right.
to guess it.
Right.
I think we won on snowman. I think that was one of them.
And we went on.
Something else. Belle. No, Belle.
That was the one
Belle
you
was
cheated
the
on.
cheater one.
I know.
And Nina won on that one.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. And then she admitted to me later on. She's like, I looked at Mark.
Mark's was
I looked
good.
at Mark's because Mark's, he nailed that.
He did.
He nailed that.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we won on 2 of them. And then what did we win?
So we got to pick from a pile of gifts.
Goodies.
And there were 2 in there that we were eyeing.
Yep.
And one was, I brought both of them. I'll show them.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So there's this whole pool of gifts in the middle. And if you win, then you get to pick which one you want. Now, I will say I won first. And what did I say?
Which one do you want?
Which one do you want?
I know.
I did. And what did I get you?
You got me this. It's the Tarot Incense Variety Pack.
Yep.
I mean, if Bliss doesn't speak,
I know. Right?
I mean, come on.
That's
So
perfect.
today our incense of the day is the world.
Oh.
It's the world. Look, it's got
Because it's
Constellations.
2024.
That's
I got
right.
the whole world
In my hand.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
Then-
this one? Then I won. Well, you won this second one.
That's right. And then this one is the Chakras Incense Variety Pack.
Yes, because you can never have too many incense.
So basically, this means that we have to now do podcasts, 1 per incense for all the incense. If
Yeah.
you do, I mean, that's like $1 million.
That's a long time.
So-
Or a long time. You'll be with us until 2045 at this point. We go through all the incense.
yeah.
yeah.
So, all right.
Okay. What do you got today?
Oh,
It's yellow, right? Oh, swords again. Surprise, surprise.
6 of Swords.
Okay.
Look at this guy's
Is that a
paddleboarding.
stork?
Ah, and he's paddleboarding or a swan.
Okay. There's a thing with a bill. Okay.
Or a pelican.
No, pelican. It's a pelican.
I mean, I am going to be 42.
Right.
Or I am 42, I should say.
Well,
I'm going to be 43 this year.
yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right.
I'm going to be 43 this year.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
So gross.
I am
Okay.
curious how it feels to be 42.
I don't even remember being 42.
Really? Must
Rebecca
have been
does.
that good.
Seriously, don't.
Rebecca feels it every day.
That's true.
You know who
That's
doesn't?
true.
I don't remember because I have not been there yet.
Oh.
6 of Swords. This is a sign that you're moving on to better times, greener pastures, sweeter honey, less frequent panic attacks. There may be some sadness or feeling of loss as you row your boat to the other side of the lake, but you can take comfort in knowing this new shore is a definite upgrade. So while you paddle away from Struggle Beach, daydream about private cabanas, pre-sliced mangoes, martial arts level massages that await you, and also hope word hasn't gotten out to the tourists yet. And also hope that word hasn't gotten out to the tourists yet. Here's the affirmation.
what?
To
To
the
the-
tourists. Yeah.
Tourists.
Tourists.
Right. So like we don't want them there. Right. You're not invited. Don't come here.
Don't come. Yeah.
Right.
So affirmation. I call next level joy into my life, and I'm so grateful for all the things I'm about to be grateful for.
I love that.
I do too. And it's so apropos.
That is so perfect.
It is so apropos because this is my first week of my new life.
That's right.
And
remember when I said to you, we're all done, right? We're all done. What was that?
I know Scott's talking
Who
to someone.
you got back there, Scott?
Me daughter.
Oh, your daughter's
Just
here?
me daughter Abby. She's out here.
Oh, hi, Abby.
Doing working.
Oh, then maybe we need to behave.
Oh, hi, Night. Hi, Night. Oh, hi, Abby. Oh, that's so great.
Sorry.
That's nice. What
So,
was I just saying?
We were talking about our new.
Oh, yeah. And I was saying, as soon as the end of 2023 hits, January 1st, I'm all in. I'm done. I've moved past it. And you were like, that's really surprising to me. How do you just turn it off and move in, right?
Yeah.
So are you feeling like you're feeling in 2024, like you were able to really do some of what this card says and let go of some of the craziness that happened in 2023 and really be embracing what 2024 has to bring?
No.
Oh my God.
Mm-mm. I mean, I want to, and it sounds really nice, and it just sounds so fake.
Really?
Yeah.
And I turned it right off. Boop, boop, boop. Brand new, starting over.
It's hard to do.
Which is funny because I'm normally not like that.
I know. You're usually the much more boundaried one. And I'm like, we still got to talk about 2023. Nope.
Right.
Donezo.
So
All done. Bring it in, 24.
maybe because I've decided to label that in my brain as learning lessons or growth opportunities or whatever. So I don't see it as a muddled mess. Maybe I just see it as a growth opportunity. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe you don't have the need to have to clean break it and start over. Right? For me, not surprisingly, black and white over here, clean break, start over. That doesn't mean I'm not carrying with me the lessons of 2023.
Right.
But I'm all set. That's rear view mirror for me. I feel this renewed sense of energy, excitement, all set, moving on. Wow. You know, like those memes that say 365 new possibilities for this year. I feel that in my soul.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
All ready. Bring it on.
I want to.
Right. Right. You know what I
really
think?
want to do that. Really
So
want
maybe
to feel
it's the
that way.
work. She's done a lot of work. mental work. Maybe I just haven't done enough mental work, but I also wasn't in the trenches as much as you. So maybe it's, I don't know.
You can't do it either, Scott?
I mean, I'm looking forward to the year where January 1 comes along and I'm okay. I'm not going, I need to change everything, because that's how it is every freaking year. I need to lose 50 pounds. I need to stop doing this and stop drinking 900 Diet Mountain Dews a day. And talking like this all the time. I'm going to stop doing that.
But see, so maybe, okay, so my journey last year was acceptance and just sometimes we want things because other people say that's what you should want or be or do, or this is what health looks like, or this is what happiness looks like. And if you just do these things, you'll get it all, right? And I truly have, I mean, I've always been a little bit out there, but last year really was the year of I'm just going to embrace what is me and what I love and what I like. And I'm not going to pretend like it's not okay. And if I'm happy with it and I'm okay with it, then it's okay. So maybe that's part of what you're feeling, Scott. Maybe you're feeling just outside pressures.
Could be, but I think I've taken those outside pressures and made them my own for so many years that I can't tell the difference. That's just how it always is. I always feel like I'll look, and here's what I do. I listen to a lot of memoirs from famous people.
It's one of my favorite things.
Right. And I'm like, right now I'm listening to My Effin' Life by Geddy Lee, who's the singer bass player for Rush. And Rush is one of my favorite bands going way back. And it's amazing. He narrates it himself. But I'm getting a little upset because I was in a band in my 20s and it was a bunch of us trying to, make it big in the music industry. We didn't get very far, but we had those dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing him talk about how those dreams came true and all the cool things that happened to him. And it gets me down. I'm like, I like listening to it. They're cool stories, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think people look at you and see, wow, look, he's doing it. He built his own business. He built a studio.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it's totally, I'm totally in my own head, and it's ridiculous.
Yes, but I can relate. I listen to a lot of them too. I read, I'm right now reading Paris Hilton's book, loving it. I made Aaron listen to the whole beginning because
it's not on my list for some reason.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I'm sure it is. She talk about the sex tape.
That's the part that I'm at right now. But she gives this beautiful prologue about her ADHD brain.
Is it ghost written, or did she write it completely herself?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to find that out.
If she has the literary chops to actually write that herself or not.
She's actually brilliant.
Is she?
Mm-hmm. And that's, again, she talks about how she made up this persona and totally embodied it.
Cool. I love when I hear that. I love when you're completely thrown off by what you think you know about somebody. And then you hear their story and you're like, what?
That's what she talks about. She's actually one of the most successful businesswomen in the world. Besides Kim Kardashian and all of those people. Well, they're all connected. They're all friends, right?
Yeah, that's right. They all hang out.
She talks about...
I love how they started with nothing and built their way all the way up.
And, well, I mean, Paris Hilton didn't, but she just talks about how she was dismissed a lot as a child because of her ADHD brain and how she was tried to be pushed into this corner. And back when we were growing up, we're all the same age, right? And girls didn't have those issues back then, right? So she just struggled a lot. And it's just so interesting because I find myself having a lot of aha moments. And that's why I made Aaron listen to it, because I'm like, this is why my brain is the way it is. And this is why I think the way I do. And this is my perception or perspective on things. And it helped clear up a lot of confusion. Is that the word? I don't know.
You mean for me or for you?
For both of us. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know why I think this is just how I think. And I don't know why I can't conform. And I can see certain other, I can value and I can see the way other people do things and I can strive to do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, anyway.
What's interesting about that is when I was listening to that, I remember myself feeling like, oh my gosh, even the whole prologue is scattered. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's so all over the place. But I'm not interested in making you conform.
Right.
And what I am interested in is making myself more comfortable in times where I need to be comfortable. But it's not about making you conform because I just love you exactly who you are. The craziness, oh my gosh, I can't believe she just said that, right? All of those things. It's for me about, let's say in a work scenario, if I need something done by a certain time, it's because I need my own anxiety needs met. And it was really interesting to me to hear her talk about that and to hear her talk about the negative impact that it has had on her and that I've heard you say it's had on you because of the outside pressures of feeling like you needed to be something that you weren't because you're constantly getting these messages from other people. That made me then wonder, is it that you're getting messages from other people that you shouldn't be this way? Why are you like this? You should be able to do it this way instead. Or are you just taking that on as a personal attack when the other person is really just trying to communicate what it is that they need? And you're not hearing it as something that they need. You're hearing it as, oh my gosh, there must be a problem with me.
But again, it goes back to your formative years. When you were raised in an environment like school that has a very specific type of expectation, et cetera, and you as a child are told, no, you're not good enough. No, you're not smart enough. No, you are too, you're moved too much. You are, whatever it is. Those things are ingrained. This is why we talk about inner child healing, because those things are completely reinforced, ingrained into who you are. So that's the lens you look at when you're an adult. So when you're an adult and you're in that room, your brain can't, unless you've done the work and named all of these things.
Yeah.
You can't possibly get to that level of perspective because you can't fathom it
Yeah, interesting.
at all.
Because you're getting so many messages constantly, whether you're going to school, whether you're in a home environment that is not, whether your friends act a certain way, whether your friends' parents are responding to you because, oh, well, Rebecca's just XYZ kid, right? You're just getting so many messages from so many places that are telling you your kind is not accepted here.
Right.
That you start to internalize that.
Right.
And that does start at a very early age. And
Right.
we were talking in the car as we're listening to this about how who I am as a person in many ways just conforms to those societal norms and expectations and what is acceptable in those types of. So I've not had to feel that rub. So we talk about the grounded chakra all the time. It's a lot easier for me to be grounded when I've not been at discord during my life about the fact that who I am is allowable to be in these certain types of places.
Yes.
Really
Yes.
interesting.
Yes. And so when you, and she talks about doing the work and meeting with a therapist and doing all of these things, and then nobody asked her to change. That's what was so validating for me. She recognized and embraced who she was as a person and now sees the other side. So when somebody's feeling uncomfortable, she's like, okay, I can rein it in. Or she has a technique with her husband because they're business partners and some things. And he just, they have like a keyword or whatever. And she's able to pull it back and she's not offended because we've named it. Right. And it's just how people's brains work. And then you can pick and choose what, you've learned real clear. You're not going to put me in charge of managing the podcast because it's not going to be done.
Correct.
Either it's not going to be done to the way you want it to be done. It'll get done.
Correct.
It just won't be. So your neuroses and your,
Yes.
we just pick and choose where our fortes are.
Yes.
And what we're willing to let go or not let go.
Yep.
And it's totally fine.
Yeah. But we're both happy to be in that light. And whenever we run into any problems, it's with trying to force the other person to step out of their comfort zone to do it. So it's me saying to you, can you please have this done by this time in this way, in this environment? And you're like, oh boy, yeah, I will. But right. Or it's you saying to me, blow off work today. We're not doing it. We're going here. We're doing this other thing instead. And I'm like, no, I have these obligations that I need to do. Right. We come together best when we're both able to be in our zones and then do those things, whatever that may be.
Right.
Within that scenario.
Right. And when you were mentioning during the podcast on do we ever fight? And you said, when I analyze our relationship, I think this is how married couples healthy married couples should interact. And I've actually been fixated on that for a little while because I think to myself, that's exactly true. And why is it difficult? Is it level intelligence?
No.
Is it?
I tell you exactly what it is. Because I know the answer.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because I just do.
You just know. Yeah, right.
Know these answers.
Where do we go into this building?
Right. We go to the left. We go right to the left and right over here. It's entrance number 4.
Okay.
Okay. That's just what it is. I was just talking about this at breakfast this morning with someone. So I said, what's really been interesting to me is when it comes to healthy types of marriage or partnership conversations, 2 things I think are missing from that relationship. And this is every relationship, unless you're just like a really phenomenal, great, you and your husband just got it down. Right. The first thing is a lack of trust that person is genuinely coming from a place that is caring for you, right? I've lost trust in the fact that you're trying to help me and I'm trying to help you. You really love me. I really love you. We've somehow lost our trust along the way. The second part for me is that we get so caught up in the actual argument and the linguistics of the argument that we forget the base of how the other person is trying to show love to the other person. And I said this morning at breakfast, what if in all of our arguments, instead of saying, what the actual argument was, or I'm angry because you're doing this or doing that, what if we reframed it and instead talked about the way I'm trying to show you love right now is this. So in the example I was talking about at breakfast this morning, it was, I don't want you to have to carry the burden of that meeting you just went to. So I'm trying to show you love by asking about it. And then the partner says, I'm trying to show you love by not burdening you with the information because I see you have so much on your plate right now. Mm-hmm. The actual argument was, hey, just give me some specifics about that meeting and tell me how it went, right? And then the partner says, oh, well, it went like this and like this and like this. And this person's like, well, I have more questions about it. And they're like, well, we don't have time. And now the kids are screaming. And before you know it, this person's like, I just wanted to ask you questions about what happened at the meeting. And now we don't have time to do that because the kids are screaming. And this person's like, well, of course I messed it up. Of course I didn't do it the right way. And we get so lost in the actual argument that we've forgotten to address the ways we were just trying to, one, show each other love, and two, trusting that that person really is trying to show us love. And so I thought, God, how would our arguments sound differently? How would our discussions sound different if we just led from how I'm trying to show you love right now is this. And the person doesn't respond by saying, I don't need love shown that way. The person accepts it and is like, wow, okay, you're trying to show me love in this way. And then the other person is like, and I'm trying to show you love in this way. You're going to find out real quick. You're both trying to show each other love in your own specific ways and also in really different ways than maybe what that person needs. But if you can meet at that place, the rest of the argument doesn't matter as much anymore because you're coming together in that
it's not really an argument.
That's right.
It's not. It's never an argument.
You're arguing over the fact that you both are trying to show each other love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In that episode where we talked about, do we ever fight? That was really one of the core messages is I always know you're coming from a place of love and care. You're never coming from a place of how can I get one up? And I also am very aware of the ways you're trying to show me love, even if that's not how I need love shown in that moment. And you feel exactly the same way about me.
It's true.
You're never like frickin' Erin's pushing her frickin' agenda on me again, right?
Yeah, no.
But that's how an argument could start. If
it could.
If you thought I was pushing an agenda, what you're thinking in that moment is, oh, when Erin gets really anxious about taking care of me, she has a tendency to get real specific about the advice and the direction that she's giving, right? You just know that.
So, but do you think, do you think not every single person, come as you are, who are individual people, have an opportunity to have the type of relationship we do? Does it have to be a specific formula? Might be the wrong word, but I feel like the reason you and I click is because I am the way I am, and because you are the way you are, and because we are, again, I hate to say this, but elevated in some way, that we're able to get out of our own ways and see that. Because I don't know if it would be genuine if I truly didn't feel that way and I was just saying that and acting that and tolerating like your nuances, but deep down I'm like, oh God, you know what I mean? But think about that, right? But that's where you really have to own it. If I was truly offended that you didn't like my business name, I'm just giving an example.
I love that example.
I'm giving it.
Wait, let's reenact that when you told me your business name.
Babes.
Goodbye. What is it?
Busted by babes.
Oh, but no, she made that one. Yeah, busted. Yeah.
I'm like, the whole time. I'm like, hey, wait, tell me your business name, but I'm going to close my eyes.
Right. And then I say
just in case I don't like it. And then you said, tell me what your business name was. And I said, all right, so what are we doing this afternoon? Just totally change the topic.
But
right?
see, I knew.
If you were totally offended.
Right.
You would have said that, though, in the moment.
But that's because, again, we have that built trust and we could talk about it. And then you could say to me, here's why I don't like it, whatever. And reality is I didn't want to talk about it because even if you were to say those kinds of things, that part might hurt my feelings.
You didn't want to hear it.
Right. But we could talk it to death. But at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to change it. So it's okay that you don't like it. It's okay you don't like my pants. It's okay you don't like those kinds of things. But if I truly was the type of person that was like, it matters to me if Erin likes the name of the business.
Well,
I would have come to you and said, here's what I'm thinking. What do you think? right? That's how I would have approached it.
But let's play this out, right? So let's use the name of your business as an example. If you said to me that I'm showing you love right now by sharing an important decision that I have made, and you're important to me, and I just want you to be a part of this. And then I'm sitting here with my eyes closed because I'm nervous that you're about to give me a name, right?
You also
that
know
I,
me.
that I don't like if I don't, right?
Right.
And if I said to you, you told me the name, and if I said, I'm showing you love right now by...
You mean literally saying this?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if I'm not saying, oh, you're so stupid, right? Because that would be the argument.
Right.
But if I said, I'm showing you love right now by wanting you to always present your best foot forward, and I get nervous if I don't feel it's it, because I never want you to come upon scrutiny, criticism, or anyone saying anything bad to you ever. That sounds so different than if you're like, I named my business Busted by Babes. And I'm like, that's stupid. Right?
Yeah.
That's the argument. The argument is Busted by Babes. That's stupid. And then I'm like, why do you think it's stupid? Do you think I'm an idiot? Right? And then it starts to go from there. Right? But if we can start communicating from that standpoint of the reason at the end of the day, if I'm not having a reaction, because does it really matter to me at the end of the day what your business name is? No, honestly, it impacts me 0.00 in the scheme of life, except if someone else is like, why'd she name it that? Then I'm like, I'm gonna fuck a bad job. You said what?
Or you could be like, I don't know, it's not my favorite. And that's okay too.
But I wouldn't. I'd say that to you.
But you could.
I'd be like, well, this is what Shelly said about your business name, and I agree with Shelly, but I sure did bust her face at 7-Eleven because she talked about your business name.
And I appreciate that. But getting back to the core of the in the moment exchange, if I truly had a reaction to you not liking it, and I couldn't share that, and that continued to build up and build up and build up over time, that's not an authentic relationship.
Correct.
And I think that's where that's the evolution. That's the, wow, you really, I don't think that's a natural thing for people. I think they're in denial. I think that even as, again, going back to formative years, we're constantly talking about tolerance. We need to tolerate. I hate that word. We don't need to tolerate anybody. That's so rude. But it's okay. It's okay to be kind, and it's okay to be gentle. But you certainly don't have to like everything. You certainly don't have to tolerate anything. You certainly can have an opinion, right? But you have to be able to articulate that. And then you have to decide where are you going with that. And you and I have decided basically from the beginning of our relationship, we're totally cool with okaying to disagree. And maybe that was just a fundamental thing that which allowed us to elevate. I don't know, but I don't.
That's a great question.
I feel like deep down, if people were to truly analyze their gut reactions, their gut sense, and be authentically real and raw, even if it hurts somebody.
But I can be that way with you because you're able to authentically hold that.
Correct.
Right. So I can absolutely see myself saying, I noticed that I'm having a reaction to your business name because I really don't like it, but I'm also not going to say that because I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I know that my opinion means something to you. That's what I would say.
I know.
And you would say, and I really appreciate that because your opinion does mean a lot to me. And I don't want to hear what you have to say. And I'm thinking to myself, I appreciate that. Thank you for your truth.
But that's exactly what we did telepathically.
I know.
That's 100% what we did telepathically. But
that's next level.
But that's where we are.
I agree.
I can read your face and
I know.
all of that just happened. Right. All of that happened and you read mine and all of that happened.
That's
and then
right.
we
And
packaged it up and moved on. And then you're like, let me see your logo.
That's right.
Right.
It is.
But that's the key. And I mean, we could analyze maybe we've built that. I don't know. We've had thousands of conversations.
We absolutely have built that.
Okay.
And
It
I want
didn't
to
just
be
happen?
real clear that I had to mold you into the type of person that, because what you used to do was I would say, I'm noticing myself having a reaction to, whatever, because here I've always been steadfast in communicating exactly how I'm feeling in the kindest, most caring way possible. But you previously would have said, no, it's totally fine. You can tell me exactly how you feel. Yeah, don't worry about it. And then I would be like, I hate that name so much. And you'd be like, oh my God, you do? Why? Why do you hate it?
You mean
you're
I
still not
wouldn't
going to
be-
change it.
Right.
But you would entertain
Yes.
the whole process. The whole time you're getting hurt, your heart is being hurt, you're second guessing yourself. Now you're not showing anyone that.
No.
You're like, I'm still putting this thing out there, like, right? But inside you're like, oh my God, maybe they don't like it. Maybe it's not great. Maybe you would take that all on yourself. So what we've built over the last 20 years is me saying to you, I promise you that it is safe for you to say to me, oh, why you got your eyes closed? Your eyes are closed? You got your eyes closed right now? And I'm like, I sure do have my eyes closed. And then telepathically, we know, right? That means because I don't know what name you're about to tell me, right? And then you will say, it's okay, because I like it anyway. And that's it. And then we can just move on, right?
Right.
And you now know that it's safe to do that and that I'm not going to be like, what, you don't care about my opinion? Or like try and shove it down your throat or, right? We evolved to that. But I think to your earlier question of, does everyone have the capacity to do this? I like to think, this might just be my bleeding heart, that everyone has the capacity to have this type of communication. It's just a lot harder for people who are coming from crazy past trauma histories, who are not in sync to begin with in like really easier ways. They have more to overcome. And it's harder when you don't have the skills and the training and the experience to know how you're supposed to put that all together.
When you say I keep going back to my daughter. She's 14 and she is so desperately wanting to have close relationships, but at the same time, she's so constantly disappointed. And, she tries to have effective, unfortunately, she has us as moms.
I know.
And
I know. Poor thing.
she is just on the struggle bus and
because she's so confused.
Yeah.
That she's like, I'm being authentic.
Right.
I'm being open. I'm telling you how I feel about these things.
Right.
And you're just supposed to accept that and be like, cool, we could have the closest relationship ever.
Right.
And none of her peers.
No.
God, there's
even close.
adults that can't do that.
Right.
And then she's constantly disappointed.
Yeah.
By the fact that there's no one able to hang with that
level.
Conversation at that level.
I know.
And it is, and honestly, I had spent a lot of my life feeling that way.
Yeah.
I think
me too.
It was during one of my interpersonal relationship groups in my Masters of Counseling program where you do a lot of that. You're literally practicing that for 15 weeks or 30 weeks, where it is like, oh, I noticed when you just said that I had a reaction. And the person's like, what's that reaction? Well, the reaction was, right? And you're literally just here and now in the moment processing it. And I remember going home to the person I was dating at the time. And I said, can we communicate like that all the time? Because gosh, so much realness and beauty comes from that conversation. And his first reaction was to have like I don't want to have a counseling type relationship. But I'm like, no, I promise you it's not counseling. It's just real. It's authentic. It's honest. It's beautiful. Like we just have to try it. Right. And that didn't end up going anywhere. He was way too nice, and I don't pick nice people. They actually appall me. So it wasn't the best place to try that out, unfortunately. But then I meet you, and I'm like, okay, we've got a new test subject here. We got a new test one, and you were able to go along for the ride, embrace that because at your core, that's who you are as well. And then unfortunately, as we talked about in that episode, we just ruined it for everyone else in our life because that then becomes the new bar.
Right.
And then we're like, well, it kind of sucks. But I do think something you and I both have done in 2023 and now in 2024 is established our group of people that can hang and do that, right? Nina is one of those people. Kelly up the street is one of those people, right? There's just these people that are the people we can have those types of real, honest, no bullshit conversations with that we know can be safe and can hang with it. And then slowly but surely, the others who are unable to hang in those conversations just become lesser of a presence.
Right. And at the end of the day, what's also cool is I'm hoping that people who want to grow and want to experience that, but they have to be prepared to be held accountable.
Yeah.
It's just reality. And if, we talked about this in the beginning, it's like the evolution of our relationship. We came into this podcast like tippy-toe. Now it's just, listen, people.
Yeah.
Listen,
Here it is,
here's what it is.
Yep.
And reality is, I wasn't kidding when I said, I'm going to say something and you're either going to be able to hang back or not. And right in that moment, I will decide where you are in my orbit.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna, you just show your true colors.
Yourself.
Yes.
You finally said, this is who I am. I'm done trying to stifle that to make other people feel comfortable. Now, that doesn't mean you're not empathetic and caring.
No.
That if all of a sudden you go crazy hog wild and someone has a reaction to it, right? You're able to rein that in and apologize and whatever.
All the thing, of course.
But it is the case that you're done trying to constantly walk on eggshells around everyone so that they're comfortable. It's either you're hanging with me and you know who I am and this is what you get, and I'll still respond, accordingly, but I'm not going to constantly be stifling myself for everyone's comfort.
No. But at the same time, I'm always willing to grow. I'm always willing to be pushed.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to be schooled, educated, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm really steadfast in where I feel I am in my beliefs, in my values. Yeah. And I still try to be respectful, but I'm not afraid to question or say, I don't know if I agree with that. And that's okay. It doesn't make me like you any less,
That is a new thing for you in the last year or two.
To say things?
Yes. To push back
in
verbally.
In social situations, not in work situations. In work situations, I always felt comfortable to say what I had to say. Social situations, I feel more confident to say what I need to say and be who I am and not feel judged about that.
Yeah. The other thing, this is not to toot my own horn here. Toot, toot. You got a toot, toot button, Scott. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But what the heck was that?
Scooby.
That was the best you got there?
Well, you took me by surprise. I don't have, no. I don't
need a drum roll?
Yeah.
I got a rim shot. That's about it. So.
All I heard him just say
rim job.
Rim job.
Oh my God.
I heard him say that too.
We don't have a button for that. Anyway, tooting of the horn. There has to be one person in every dyad.
What's a dyad?
Two people.
Oh.
Or I guess if you're a polygamist family, there needs to be at least one person in the relationship, whatever that relationship is, who has a little bit more knowledge or understanding of proper communication, their own baggage, how that plays its way into the conversation, because there has to be a driver of the apparent chaos at times.
Oh, well, again, this is our podcast in a nutshell. You're always in charge.
Right. That's why you're the
talent. You manage everything.
That's right. That's right. But I think in your question about is everyone capable of it, the only thing that gives me slight pause is that sometimes we're dealing with someone who's like a 2 out of 10 in their communication and a 2.5 out of 10. It's going to be a lot harder for those communication types to equal out to the 10 out of 10 than if you have me at an 8 and someone else at a 2. Then we can meet our way in the middle a little bit easier. I'm not saying that's not frustrating and annoying and really freaking hard for the 8, right? If you're both an 8 and an 8, like there's a family up the street, Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Stop. That's their names.
I love them, right?
That's sweet.
I look at their relationship and I'm like,
are their kids Humpty Dumpty?
No,
How's his crown doing?
they are not. They were not. They were all Oompa Loompas and Willy Wonka
That's
for
adorable.
Halloween, and it was freaking adorable. Anyway,
that.
they're like this really amazing family. And what I really envy and love about Jack and Jill Went Up the Hills relationship is that they both communicate in such a beautiful way. It's not that they probably don't argue or disagree or whatever, but they're both at least a solid 7 or an 8 to start with. So they don't have as far to have to go to get to that 10.
Yeah.
The question is, like you said, how much work are you going to put in? Are you prepared to be, holy hell confused when someone's giving you the what? Are you allowed to be led? Are you allowed to humble yourself to these types of conversations? And really, at the end of the day, the question becomes, is this the commitment that you really want to make and want to put your time into?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, right? 50% of marriages end up in divorce.
Sure.
It does not need to be, right? But the question is, are you willing and are you able to acknowledge who's the 8 and who's the 4? And then work together to figure out how you can develop something different,
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get through all your list? What's our time check?
No, we did not get through all the lists, but it's fine because we're at 50 minutes. So we literally have like 1 minute left.
Wow.
I know.
5 more questions. Take 5 more questions.
I have to end with one quick thing I just need to tell you. And then also my little thing here.
So just two more. Just 2 more things.
Just two more things real quick. Okay. And then we're at another hour and 16 minutes. That's fine. No. Okay. So something really funny happened to me on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
So there's this place called Thunder Deals. Have you heard of it?
Nope, but
I can't wait to tell you all about it. It can't be today because it's a whole episode in and of itself.
Okay. And it's probably the same place as Chapa Fellas.
We are 100% recording at Thunder Deals. Okay.
Okay.
Freaking love Thunder Deals. Anyway, I bought a Sherman keyboard for $7 there.
What is this Sherman keyboard?
A Sherman keyboard. They sell for $59.99 on Amazon.
Was that the mechanical keyboard that you were
Yes,
selling?
it sure is. Scott.
Clickety, clickety.
Clickety clackety.
Yeah.
It sounds like a typewriter.
Yeah. It looks like a typewriter.
It's awesome.
It looks like a Commodore 64 keyboard.
I did not like the colors of it, but it didn't matter because I knew I was going to resell it. Okay. Bought it for $7, just sold it for $30.
Do you even know what a Commodore 64 is?
No.
Sorry, I just dated myself. Never mind. Continue.
So, Thunder Deals, I get the keyboard. The keyboard is known for its specific sounds. I buy it for $7. I sell it for $30. It retails on Amazon for $60. I put it on the marketplace.
Okay.
I get a hit
Okay.
by Michael.
Okay.
Okay. Michael doesn't have a profile picture.
Nope.
I know.
Nope.
Michael doesn't have a background image. Michael just joined Facebook, right? So
Yeah.
I am highly
Member
skeptical.
since this morning.
What?
Member since this morning.
Yeah, right. Member.
Member.
Correct.
Not
I
remember.
thought he was saying remember.
I know.
I'm
I
like,
can
what
read your
happened
face.
this morning?
I know. I can read her face. I know. And she's, I'm
Suddenly
like,
I'm freaking Andy Griffith. What the hell?
Okay. So Michael says to me, hey, I'm really interested in the keyboard. And then I say, great, it's still available. And then he says, can you please video yourself typing on the keyboard? Okay. Now, I've learned some things from you. Okay. I've learned some things from you. Normally,
you would have just done it.
I would have been like,
Sure.
absolutely, I can understand. This is one of those keyboards and they just need to hear the things, right? It's totally fine. He's not asking, and he's not asking me to do it naked. It's fine.
Can
right?
you type with your feet?
It's fine. So I don't respond because I got a little weirded out. Okay. Because again, I've learned some things from you. Because I know I hear you. Here you are right here on my shoulder. And you're like, oh, absolutely not. Now, shut it down. See you,
no
Michael.
angel.
Absolutely not.
There's no
right?
angel version of her. It's just two devils, one on each shoulder.
Right.
100%.
Right. So then he writes again and says, hey, just checking in. I'm really interested in the keyboard. And then I say, okay, because I still have to be me. I'll do it when I get home. Okay. I was already home. I just needed to bide some time.
Okay.
Okay. So then I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do here. I'm like, it's kind of okay to just send it. But again, like, is he just trying to look what's in the background of my house? Like maybe whatever. So I bring it up to Mark and Mark's like, ASMR. I said, what does that mean? He's like, this dude's into ASMR. He's 100% loving the fact that you're just going to type on this keyboard. And I'm like, it's a little weird, right? Mark's like, yeah, absolutely. But is he going to pay you $30 for the video? I said, I don't know. Like, what is this, the start of my OnlyFans? Like, I don't know. So anyway, I say, all right, pause the TV. I'm gonna type on the keyboard. So I type on the keyboard, right? Scott, I'll send you the video. And I send it. And I'm so nervous at this moment because I'm like,
How do you send it?
On Facebook Messenger.
Through the marketplace though, or you actually okay.
Yeah.
No,
we're
messaging.
not friends. It's on message. It's messaging, but
it's through the marketplace.
Through marketplace.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
But he can see her profile. Because I guarantee you it's not private.
Well, I did. Some of it's Fort Knox, but not our podcast stuff. So maybe we got a new listener. Hey, Michael.
Oh my God. I can't.
So he says, that's really great. Thank you. Would you take 25? I said,
No.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So he's like, great. When can we meet up?
Nope.
Now we're just real clear. I'm not meeting up with him, but am I going to send Mark? Absolutely. It's $25. Okay. So I set up the time for Michael and Mark to meet up. They met up yesterday and it was going to be around between 4 and 4:30. So Michael then says, my mom, Jessica, which is not, it doesn't feel like a mom name to me, but it's okay, will be there to pick up the keyboard. I said, all right, sounds great. So Mark goes to leave and I say, Godspeed. Godspeed. I don't know what you're about to walk into here, but I think you're going to get the $25 for this. And they're meeting up at the Sunoco. So they go to Sunoco. Mark's got the keyboard, right? I've now sent the video of the typing and he meets up with Jessica and Mark said, Jessica's got 7 kids in the van. And he's like, Mark's like, whoa, you got a lot of kids in there. You got a lot of kids. She's like, oh yeah, Christmas is always a little tight or whatever. Now, I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately about kidnapping and all this stuff. So of course my mind is just going into a million different places. But all of this to say, it was a legit deal. We got the $25, passed off the keyboard. Jessica and her 9 kids went off down the road. She paid $24 and then $1 in quarters. And that is why it's good to have healthy skepticism, but also take some risks.
I can't.
And then also make that money.
I can't.
Make that money.
I can't.
Okay.
No.
You like that?
No. So stupid.
You like that?
No.
Scott, are you gonna put the the typing video of me in here?
Sure.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Make sure you
We'll
get the
add
sound.
that. Yeah.
Let's be quiet for a minute so we can hear the typing. Perfect.
I can't.
That's where Scott's gonna add it.
What time are we at?
Time. I know that
1
every
minute video took 7 minutes.
I'm sorry.
It's her storytelling.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was good storytelling. I took you on quite the ride there, too.
I bet you did.
I don't think you thought it was going to end like that. I know that every dream in my heart is waiting to bloom. I am ready to grow. Bring it on, 2024.
I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.